welcome to PS Travels. In this week's video we are going to be ranking the places that we went to in Asia from our least favourite to our favourite. It's our personal opinions, so if you think we're wrong, let us know in the comments, but be nice about it.
Yeah, that's really all there is to say, so we'll get started at number 12, Nha Trang.
To sum up our experience of Nha Trang, this is the video of Nha Trang that we have. That's it. We didn't really enjoy the place. It was expensive in Vietnam. Our first night there we went and got like a pot of pasta and it cost us equivalent of 12 euros, which for Vietnamese prices is extremely expensive.
Yeah, we found Nha Trang to be a lot more European almost. There was a lot more like pizzerias and European things that we would normally see, which was really unusual compared to everywhere else that we've been. There was also it was much more like a beach town, so if that's what you're looking for, then it might be a really good place for you. For us, it just, compared to the rest of Vietnam, it lacked a lot of the culture that we'd found everywhere else.
So there's positives of Nha Trang. There were very nice beaches.
The night market.
The night market was very close to our hotel, which was pretty cool. But yeah, it wasn't our favourite place in the trip. Number 11 on our list is Bangkok. The downside of Bangkok was the wall of pollution which hits you as you enter the city. In our case, we decided to wear face masks due to both asthma and general breathing issues. We also knew that we were going to be in Asia for more than a week, so wanted to stay as healthy as possible. If you're someone who likes the hustle and bustle, then Bangkok might be for you. We felt like we were offered a tuk-tuk ride every 30 seconds, and each side street in the tourist area roars with noise, no matter what time of day. Bangkok was the first place we visited in Southeast Asia, so it might have affected our opinion. The noise of the city can definitely be overwhelming to someone who is used to the quiet of smaller towns, like us. However, our favourite parts of Bangkok was the Royal Palace and taking the train out to Ayutthaya. The architecture in these areas was really incredible. Another bonus was that we could access the city cheaply using the water taxi for around 9 euros for the full day. Of course, the food was also delicious.
Coming in at number 10 is Manila. Now Manila was a bit unlucky as we only had the one day there, so it didn't really leave too much of a lasting impression on us. We loved the Rizal Park and how busy it was so early on a Sunday morning. The Japanese and Chinese gardens were great too, and the old town of Intramuros was a great place to visit with a tight schedule. We just got to see and experience more of the other places on our list, but it was great to have explored Manila for the day. If you want to see more about Manila, make sure you check out our video above.
Number 9 is Da Nang. From the amazing golden sand beaches to the ancient marble mountains, Da Nang is full of culture. The hotel we stayed in was wonderful, and we saw many hotels with similar views along the seafront. Da Nang is the closest town to the famous Golden Bridge, otherwise known as the Bridge with the Giant Hands. Unfortunately, you have to visit Sunworld to access the bridge, which is more expensive than other tourist attractions and requires a 15-minute gondola ride, which was fun. For better or worse, Da Nang is huge. In order to see a lot of it, you have to either take grabs everywhere, which can add up to the cost, or use public transport. There was a lot we didn't get to see just because of this.
Number 8 on our list is Abu Dhabi. It's very, very hot in Abu Dhabi. I know that sounds like an obvious thing to say, but you need to experience it to fully understand it. Abu Dhabi was a lot of fun. One highlight was the Warner Brothers World, which was an inside theme park fully dedicated to everything Warner Brothers. There were also other theme parks which would be great for families who were travelling with kids. The malls, or malls, are great for some retail therapy and they are air conditioned, but they can be expensive if you have a budget to stick to. The food generally was nice and cheap, especially if you shop around and try the local dishes. We really enjoyed our time in Abu Dhabi, and it helped that we stayed there for free as part of Etihad's long layover service.
Number 7 was Kuala Lumpur. We got to see our friend Angelina in Kuala Lumpur, which was really cool. She was a great tour guide, taking us to the Twin Towers and for some local food. Kuala Lumpur itself was a very busy city and also huge. The public transport was great and there were plenty of options. We also got to see monkeys at the Batu Caves, which we really enjoyed. We used Kuala Lumpur as a mini rest stop as well after our 3 weeks in Vietnam and stayed in an incredible hotel in the south of the city. The malls are a huge part of life in Kuala Lumpur, so if you're a fan of shopping, then this is the place for you. Number 6, Halong Bay. One of the places we were looking forward to before our trip to Vietnam, Halong Bay was stunning. There are nearly 2,000 islands in the bay, and so we went on a boat cruise and also managed to see a small glimpse into how people live in there. You can get a day trip from Hanoi to Halong quite easily through multiple tour groups, or do what we did and stay in Halong itself. We were there just after the biggest typhoon in a generation, and the storm had damaged the town a lot, so it was a bit strange being there at that time, but it is an amazing place and definitely worth a visit.
Number 5 on our list is Ubud. We stayed in Ubud for nearly 2 weeks and found that it had lots of interesting things to see, including literally hundreds of temples and shrines, most of which are free. During our time in Ubud, we went whitewater rafting, swung on giant swings, and saw monkeys in a forest. We visited the main town a few times in our stay, but also enjoyed exploring the outskirts of the city and the nature surrounding it. We wouldn't necessarily stay so long again, but it's a must visit on a trip to Bali.
Number 4, Nusa Penida. Just a 45-minute ferry ride from the main island of Bali, Nusa Penida is often only visited for a day or two. We were fortunate enough to spend 2 weeks on this paradise, although on reflection a week would have been plenty of time. The only downside to the beauty of the island is that it isn't pedestrian friendly and taxis are 3 times the price of the mainland. If you feel confident riding a scooter, then there are plenty available, but we saw lots of tourists nearly end up in accidents, so decided to avoid it.
Ranking number 3 for us was Ho Chi Minh, traditionally known as Saigon. During our time in Vietnam, many people told us that visiting Ho Chi Minh was a mistake, and that when we got there we would be really glad to leave. We couldn't be happier to tell you that those people are definitely wrong. We both loved Ho Chi Minh, and the busy chaos just adds to the thrill of life in the city. The only bit of traffic we were really concerned with was a roundabout close to the train station, which took us nearly 20 minutes to cross. I found my favourite tofu dish here, and Pete took part in his favourite hobby, walking. Ho Chi Minh is modern, interesting, and a great place for an adventure.
And our runner-up is Hanoi. Like Halong, Hanoi had just been hit by the typhoon. There were trees that had been blown down and it rained a lot. However, Hanoi was an amazing city. There was the usual chaos of Vietnamese roads, but it was a fantastic introduction to one of our new favourite countries. We went to the Note Cafe, which has become very famous on Instagram, saw the lake in the middle of the town and went to the train street. However, due to bridge damage caused by the typhoon, no trains were running, but we're not too disappointed as it gives us a great excuse to go back and visit this wonderful city.
We both decided that number 1 came far above the rest, and that for sure was Hoi An. Hoi An was definitely our favourite place in Vietnam. The old town was lovely and mainly pedestrianised, which is a big relief compared to other cities in Vietnam. The city has some amazing food, and I was a big fan of the street food banana pancakes. There's a daily night market complete with anything you could possibly ever need. However, the main highlight of Hoi An is the Lantern Festival, where the town is lit by lanterns completely on certain days of the month. You can also go on the river and you can light your own lantern and place it on the river for luck of the coming year. We lit 2 as our first one went out after about 5 seconds. We loved our time in Hoi An and highly recommend it to anybody visiting Vietnam.
And that's it. That is the ranking of our favourite places that we went to on our Asian adventure.
Let us know in the comments if you agree, disagree, what you thought of our opinions, and don't forget to like and subscribe.